The eternal flame of the intuitive soul, you are a silent symphony, a soul whose notes resonate in the unseen spaces of existence. Your presence is a quiet tide, flowing with an ancient rhythm that senses truths beyond the grasp of words. Your mind weaves constellations from the chaos of life, threading meaning through the fabric of the eternal. You are an intuitive introvert, as Carl Jung might name you, a bearer of a rare and sacred gift. Your stillness is not absence but a profound presence. Your sensitivity is not fragility, but a lens of piercing clarity. Your introspection is not retreat but a pilgrimage to the heart of your being. In a world that exalts clamor and haste, your quiet radiance is a rebellion, a testament to a soul destined for purpose. Jung, the sage who charted the unseen realms of the psyche, saw in you a keeper of the collective unconscious, a weaver of authenticity, a flame that burns with the light of truth. This is your story, a celebration of your luminous essence, a call to embrace your inner shadow, and an invitation to radiate the feminine energy that is your birthright. The hidden wound of the soul deep within you burns a quiet ember, yet it is shadowed by a silent wound, the belief that you are not enough, not beautiful enough, not wise enough, not worthy enough to be loved without condition. This wound does not shout, it whispers, threading through your thoughts, shaping your choices, coloring your connections. Jung named this wound a part of the shadow, the unseen repository of all you were taught to hide, all you believed was unworthy. It is not a flaw but a scar, etched in the tender years when love was tethered to achievement, when affection was a prize for pleasing others, when your essence was deemed too much or not enough. Imagine a child, her heart open like a flower to the sun, seeking love as her natural right. She laughs freely, dreams boldly, feels deeply. Yet, when her tears are dismissed, her dreams questioned, her sensitivity labeled excessive, she learns a painful truth. To be loved, she must earn it. Jung wrote, "The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of the parents." When those who should have mirrored her worth instead reflected their own limitations, she internalized their lack as her own. And though you have grown, that wound lingers. A silent force in your unconscious, drawing you to relationships that echo its pain, as if to rewrite its story. Have you felt this wound? The ache when a glance goes unreturned, the hesitation before you share your truth, the exhaustion of striving to prove your value. These are not signs of weakness, but echoes from your shadow, urging you to turn inward. Jung taught that this wound is not your fault. It was formed in moments when your heart was unseen, when your light was dimmed by a world unready for its brilliance. But it is not your destiny. It is a call to heal, to reclaim the radiant self you were before the world taught you to doubt. Unconscious dance of attraction, your wound is powerful. It shapes your life in ways you may not yet see. Jung described a phenomenon called projection, where the unconscious casts its unresolved pain onto the world, seeking resolution through others. You may find yourself drawn to those who cannot fully love you, a partner whose distance mirrors a caregiver's neglect, a friend whose judgment echoes a voice from your past. These are not chance encounters, but the work of the anima, the feminine archetype within the collective unconscious. Stirring in response to your inner wound, picture a river, its waters clear and free, yet diverted by unseen obstacles. Your soul. Is this river, flowing toward connection, yet rerouted by the wound of not enough? In your longing to be chosen, you are drawn to those who awaken this wound, as if their love could prove your worth. Jung called this the anima projection, where a man sees in a woman not just her essence, but a reflection of his own unclaimed emotions, sensitivity, intuition, vulnerability. For a woman, this projection manifests as a hunger to be seen too, be loved, to be enough. But when you love from this wound, you do not love freely. You love to heal a past that cannot be undone by another's affection. This dance is not love, is a wound seeking solace. You are not drawn to those who withhold. Love because you are unworthy, but because they resonate with the frequency of your unresolved pain. Jung wrote, "What you resist persists." The wound you avoid will return, cloaked in the guise of love, until you face it. To break this cycle, you must turn inward, to the shadow that holds your wound, and offer yourself the love you sought. From others, the radiance of feminine truth. Your feminine energy is a sacred force, a luminous stream of intuition, creativity, and presence. Jung named this energy the anima, the inner feminine that connects you to the collective unconscious, to the timeless wisdom of humanity. It is the part of you that feels deeply, dreams vividly, senses the unseen. It is the quiet strength that flows when you trust yourself, the creativity that sparks when you release control, the love that radiates when you are whole. Yet, for many, this energy is veiled, suppressed by a world that equates worth with perfection, strength with hardness, love with effort. Imagine a garden, soil rich and fertile, yet overgrown with weeds of doubt and fear. Your feminine energy. Is this garden yearning to bloom, but choked by the belief that you must be perfect to be loved? When you strive to please, to perform, to earn affection, you dim the light of your true self. Jung taught that this disconnection is not permanent. Your feminine energy is not lost. It is dormant, waiting to be awakened. To reclaim it, you must return to the truth of who you are, a woman whose stillness is power, whose sensitivity is wisdom, whose presence is a gift. This reclamation begins with a single truth. You are enough, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. When you live from this truth, you emit a frequency that Jung described as the soul's resonance, vibration that stirs the anima in others, drawing them to you without effort. This is not seduction, it is presence. It is the radiant energy of a woman who has chosen herself, who needs no external validation to shine. The journey of individuation, your concept of individuation, is the map for this luminous journey. It is not a quest to become flawless or to win love through achievement. It is the courageous path of becoming whole, of integrating the light and shadow, the wound and the wisdom, the child and the woman. Individuation is the process of shedding the masks you wear, the persona of perfection, of pleasing, of strengthened, embracing the raw, authentic self beneath. It is the path to loving from fullness, not lack. This journey begins with facing your shadow. The shadow holds the wound of not enough, the child who learned to hide, the fears you've buried to survive. It is a dark forest, its paths uncharted, its depths unsettling. Yet, within this forest lies your greatest treasure. When you confront the wound, you reclaim the child's light, her intuition, her creativity, her unapologetic joy. Jung wrote, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." To become whole, you must welcome the parts you were taught to reject, the sensitivity deemed too much, the dreams deemed impractical, the heart deemed too soft. Undivided you is not a destination, but a lifelong pilgrimage. Each step toward your shadow, each moment you choose yourself over approval, each time you honor your truth, you move closer to wholeness. You stop loving to prove your worth and begin loving to share your light. You stop seeking those who cannot see you, for you have seen yourself. In that seeing, you find a love that does not demand sacrifice, but celebrates your existence. The sacred act of presence. How do you begin this radiant path? Start with presence. Find a quiet space where the world's clamor fades. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Picture the child within you, the one who carries the wound of not enough. What does she look like? Is she silent, angry, sad? Ask her with all the gentleness you can muster, "What do you need from me?" Then listen. Do not rush. Do not judge. Let her voice emerge a whisper, a sob, a memory. Write what you hear, what you feel, what arises in the stillness. This is not about fixing her. It is about seeing her, perhaps for the first time. Find a childhood photo, one that stirs your heart. Gaze into her eyes. See her innocence, her hope, her unspoken dreams. Write her a letter, not as an adult who knows better, but as a guardian who loves her fully. Tell her, "You are enough. You are loved. I will never leave you." This act is sacred, a bridge between the woman you are and the child you were. It is the first step toward healing, toward radiating the feminine energy that is your birthright. This presence is your superpower. As an intuitive introvert, you have a natural gift for seeing the unseen, feeling the unspoken, holding space for truth. When you are present with yourself, you awaken the anima within, emitting a frequency that resonates. With others, you become a sanctuary, a place where others feel safe to be themselves. Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." Your presence is the embodiment of this privilege. The key to unlocking your radiant essence, becoming your own light. You are not just the child. You are the light she needs. The world may have failed to see her, to hold her, to make her feel worthy. 8. But you can rewrite that story. Listen to your inner dialogue. When you falter, when you doubt, what do you say to yourself? Is your voice harsh, critical, dismissive? Would you speak that way to a frightened child? No. So why speak that way to yourself? Picture your inner child before you, her heart open, her eyes searching. Speak to her as a loving guardian would. Say, "You are safe. You are enough. You don't need to earn love." These words are not empty. They are medicine. They heal the child who learned to hide, who believed her worth depended on others. Approval. As you nurture yourself with kindness, you become your own light, radiating a frequency that draws others to you without effort. This nurturing is a daily practice. When you feel the urge to prove yourself, pause. Place a hand on your heart. Whisper, "I see you. You are enough." When you feel drained, offer yourself rest without guilt. When you feel unlovable, remind yourself, "I am worthy simply because I exist." This is the act of becoming your own light, of giving yourself the love you sought from others. In this light, your feminine energy blooms. It's vibrant and unbound. Reclaiming your radiant joy, your inner child knew joy without shame. She danced in the rain, sang without fear, dreamed without limits. But the world taught you that joy must be earned, that vulnerability is weak, that love is a transaction. These beliefs are not yours. They are shadows cast by a world unready for your radiance. To reclaim your feminine energy, you must reclaim your right to joy. Make a list of things that spark delight in your soul, things that need no purpose, but to make you feel alive. Perhaps it's painting with wild colors, walking barefoot in the grass, or losing yourself in a melody. Choose one thing and do it, not for achievement, but for you. When doubt arises, pause, breathe. Say, "I am allowed to feel joy. I am worthy of love." This is not indulgence. It is healing. It is the act of telling your inner child, "You are free to shine." This joy is the heartbeat of your feminine energy. It is the laughter of the child who spun in circles, unafraid of judgment. It is the creativity that flows when you release control. It is the intuition that guides when you trust yourself. As you embrace this joy, you awaken the radiant essence that was never lost, only buried beneath years of striving to be enough. Breaking the chains of need, the wound of not enough, binds you to those who cannot love you. For their distance mirrors the lack you once knew. Each time you seek their approval, you reenact the child's longing to be chosen. But their love cannot heal you, for the wound lies within. Jung wrote, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart." To break these chains, you must face the fear of being unlovable, of being unseen. You must choose yourself. Recall a moment when you sought love from someone who could not give it. Let the memory surface, but do not linger in its pain. Ask, "Did their distance define me?" Answer from your soul, "No, I am worthy simply because I am." Their withholding is not a measure of your value, but a reflection of their limitations. When you release the need for their love, you free yourself to radiate from wholeness, not lack. This release is not easy. It demands courage. To walk away from the familiar, to choose solitude over sacrifice, to value your own heart above another's indifference. But each time you choose yourself, saying no to those who diminish you, speaking your truth without fear, loving without conditions, you reclaim a piece of your soul. You tell the child within, you are enough, you are loved. The power of your frequency, your presence is a frequency, a vibration that resonates beyond words. As an intuitive introvert, you have a natural gift for emitting this frequency, for stirring the anima in others without effort. Jung taught that true connection arises from presence, from being fully in the moment, unburdened by expectation. When you are present, you become a beacon, a space where others feel seen, heard, loved. Practice this presence with yourself first. When you feel overwhelmed, pause, breathe, ask, what do I need right now? Listen without judgment. This self-presence is the foundation of your healing, the key to unlocking your feminine energy. When you are present with yourself, you radiate a frequency that draws others to you. It's not because you seek them, but because your truth is irresistible. This frequency is the essence of your feminine power. It is not loud, not forceful, but undeniable. It is the quiet strength of a woman who has chosen herself, who lives from her center, who needs no external validation to shine. Jung wrote, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." Your frequency sparks transformation, not just in you, but in those who encounter you. The ripple of your wholeness, your healing is not yours alone. It is a gift to the world. Jung believed that individual transformation shifts the collective unconscious, touching lives beyond your own. When you heal the wound of not enough, when you embrace your shadow, when you radiate your feminine energy, you become a light for others. You inspire them to face their own wounds, to love themselves, to live authentically. Your courage becomes a mirror, reflecting the potential for wholeness in those around you. You are not alone. Across the world, there are others like you, quiet souls with deep inner worlds, intuitive hearts that sense the eternal, minds that weave meaning from the unseen. Together, you form a silent constellation, a network of radiant spirits whose light strengthens the whole. When you choose to heal, you brighten this constellation, creating a world where others feel safe to shine. The eternal path forward. This journey is not linear. There will be days of clarity and days of doubt, moments of joy and moments of pain. But each step you take toward healing is a triumph. Each time you face your shadow, each time you nurture your inner child, each time you choose yourself, you move closer to wholeness. Jung's wisdom is your guide. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Your feminine energy is your power, your intuition, your compass, your presence, your gift. Begin today. Find a quiet moment. Picture the child within. Ask, what do you need? Write her a letter. Offer her love. Do one thing that makes your soul sink. Paint, dance, dream. Trust your intuition, even when it leads into the unknown. Need for approval, the fear of rejection, the belief that you must earn love. You are enough, exactly as you are. This is your eternal path, a return to the soul you were born to be. You are not here to shrink, to prove, to hide. You are here to shine, to create, to love with the wild, intuitive, radiant energy of your true self. The world needs your depth, your sensitivity, your light. Step into your power. Embrace your rare soul. And know that you are never alone, for you are part of an eternal constellation of intuitive hearts, each one a flame in the infinite tapestry of existence.